Welcome back to another episode of Almost Wealthy. Today I have an exciting video where I'm going to go step by step through my bill stacking plan. As you see on the screen, this is my plan. It's a 10 phase, 10 bills, and when I hit phase 10, every single monthly essential bill that I have will come off my margin, not my paycheck, margin. The money that I use to pay those bills goes straight into my investment portfolio instead every month. Phase 1 is live right now. Today, I'm walking you through the whole thing, what bill stacking is, how it works, what the real risks are, and where I'm at on it right now. So let's get into it. So the question is, what is bill stacking? Bill stacking is the idea of replacing your paycheck as a source of bill payments with margin borrowing and investing the money that you have freed up instead. You do it one bill at a time, tied to your portfolio milestones. As you can see on the screen, at $6,000, I added my first bill, which is my AT&T cell phone bill at $98 a month. And at $10,000, I'll be adding another bill, which is my AT&T internet. And at $4,000, my gas, and so on, all the way up until I get to my mortgage at $112,000 target. At phase 10, at $145,000, around $3,300 of my monthly bills will be running on margin, and my full paycheck of around $7,400 a month will be invested directly into my freedom of time portfolio. That's the end state, a plan I'm building one phase at a time. So how does the math work? The interest rate I'm paying on margin through the M1 is 5.65% annually. This number changes all the time. Up, down is very dynamic. And that's the cost of this strategy. On the income side, my portfolio has a blended dividend yield of 4.8% across all 5 ETFs. As the portfolio grows, the dividends grow. So as you see on the screen, this is the dividend strategy guide tab I have. At phase 1 with $6,000 portfolio, I'm generating only $24 a month in dividends. My monthly interest that I borrow, which is $110, I'm literally paying pretty much less than $1.50 a month on interest on the $110 that I borrow to pay on my AT&T bill. The coverage ratio improves in most phases as the portfolio grows faster than the borrowed balance. That's how the math is designed to work. The spreadsheet shows coverage status for every phase, so I can always see where I stand. Now, here's the part that I don't want to skip. This is my crash simulator tab. I want to be clear about the risks because this strategy uses margin, and margin can hurt you if you're not paying attention. I built a crash simulator for every phase, and here's what it shows. In a 40% market drop, which has happened recently in 2022, some phases of this plan would cross into margin call territory. But if you look at it, phase 3 is the first one that shows risk. At a 30% drop, at that point pushes my LTV to 42%. M1 triggers a margin call above 40%. That's not theoretical. That's a real scenario I have to manage. This is why I'm not just hitting the portfolio targets and borrowing immediately. I'm watching my actual LTV, keeping a buffer, and factoring in market conditions before each phase transitions. The plan is designed to work, but it requires being responsible with the leverage. So phase 1 is live. My portfolio is at $6,100. My AT&T cell phone is at $98 a month and is running on margin through my M1 cash account, which I call bill pay and borrow. So if you see down here, I have my AT&T, which came out as $98. And then what happens is that my M1 refills the borrow and pay account when it drops below $25, bringing it back up to $110. When the AT&T bill hits, it pays automatically, and the $100 I used to spend on the AT&T bill, I invest that in freedom of time portfolio. That's the whole phase one: setup, simple, automated, and running. And there you have it. That is my full bill stacking plan. I'm sharing it because I'm documenting my whole entire journey in real time. When I hit phase two at $10,000, you'll see it. When I get to the part where I'm paying my mortgage and fully investing my whole paycheck, you'll see that too. Subscribe if you want to follow the journey. Like this video if this gave you something useful to think about. And until then, I will see you on the next one.